possible. Okay. I think it is. Perfect. Hi. Will you give me just one moment? I'll be right with you. Thank you. Awesome. Hi, how are you doing? I'm good. How can I help you today? Are you the... Right, yeah, we just spoke on the phone. Welcome in. Have a seat. Okay, so have you been to Sunlight Employment Services before? It's your first time? No worries. Let me just start a file for you quickly. Yeah, how did you find your way in? I know, it's pretty developed in here. This area became so busy, like this, like it's crazy. I'm glad you made it in. Okay, let me just... Okay, perfect. So, on the phone I mentioned that you should have brought your ID and your resume. Do you have that for me today? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Let me just copy that information from here. So your first name is, and your last name is, that's beautiful. Okay, and your address is the same address as on the card? Okay, perfect. And that is in, it's easier to type this way. Okay, so do you have your social insurance number or your social security number? Yep, I just need to input that in here. Okay, that checks out. All perfect. Okay, and I'm just going to now ask you a couple of questions. So, while we were speaking on the phone, you mentioned that you're not currently employed. Is that correct? I see you've been looking for a long time. Yeah, it can be incredibly tough to be in this situation. I totally understand that. Okay, well, may I ask, what is your current source of income? Okay, I see. Okay. Okay, so I think that's all the questions I have for you. It's just one. I don't want to overload you with anything, being you're already in a pretty tough spot. Okay, so as you know, Sunlight Employment Services, we help people find jobs that fit their needs, their skills, and their aspirations. So today I'm going to be asking you kind of in-depth question about your skills, your abilities, the type of work you're looking for, and that kind of stuff. So then I'm able to see if you're a match for any of the open positions I have here on my portal. And if there's nothing today, let's say, we will keep working together to find you something. That sound good? Okay, perfect. So I see you brought your resume. Wow, very neat folder right here. I can see you're very organized. And this is your list of references. Perfect. And this is your sample cover letter. Oh, to that type of work? Okay, perfect. Thank you. Honestly, you have prepared better than most of the people. And that is something I'm going to note. Okay, so let me look at your resume very quickly, and I'm going to just look at what you have here, making sure your email address is correct, and that's what I have here. Perfect, your phone number. Okay, so your objective. I see, okay, so you mentioned the years of experience, that's great. You highlight your skills, that's really nice. Oh, that's very personable here. I really like that you included the sentence as well. Okay, so I am going to give you a little bit of resume guidance. This is kind of the resume you sent out to all the companies, or do you change your resume at all? Okay, so ideally right now the job market's pretty tough. A lot of people are looking for work, and a lot of companies are using something that's called ATS, which is an automatic resume reader. And when you're reading a job posting, there's going to be certain keywords of what that company is looking for, and basically if your resume is lacking those keywords, then unfortunately the reality is that the real person might not even read your resume because the machine will sort it out. Yeah, I know. It's pretty brutal. So that is why one of my advice, my most common advice, is to tailor your resume, which is, trust me, I know it is extremely exhausting, but I know a way or two to kind of speed up the process so you're not putting in too much effort. And then, so if you're not overexerting yourself. Okay, so with that being said, the objective can change a little bit. I like that you highlight your years of experience and your skills, and you can still highlight those things, but you can include some of those words, keywords, into your objective as well. Okay, so I should ask you, I'm going to ask you more of this in depth, but I'm going to ask you right now, what kind of work are you looking for, preferably? What is the career, like what's your career aspiration, career goal? What are you looking for right now? I see, so, and would that be full-time or part-time? Okay. And do you have any education in this field? Let me see. Oh, perfect. So you do have a diploma. Okay. That is great. Okay, that's fine. So let me just check here, your education. I really like that you have a separate area for all your skills and extracurricular activities. When a real person does get to look at your resume, that's where they kind of will be able to tell that you are a person. And it's a very personable thing to add, like some of your hobbies. I like to add it. Yeah. Let me look at your professional experience. That's very impressive. Yeah, no, I wouldn't worry too much about a gap in your resume. Life happens, and I would never consider that to be a fault. I might ask you a question about it and see what was the reason behind a really long gap, but I would never judge you based on that. Okay, so based on what I just saw, what I would recommend you do is to make a couple of changes to your resume. What I also like to do is, when you're applying for a specific role, in your objective, you want to include the name of the role, and that you're looking to obtain it. So let's say you're looking to obtain, let me bring like a crazy example, like a zookeeper role. So Your objective should start with something like looking to obtain a full-time zookeeper role that will utilize my skills in animal care, cleaning, something like that, okay? Obviously, kind of a wild example here, unless you do secretly want to be a zookeeper, which is awesome. So that's kind of the changes that I would make to your objective. And then looking at some of your experience, I see that you are including a lot of great, strong words in explaining some of the things that you did in your previous roles. So you want to keep doing that, but maybe just look at some keywords in the job description and include those instead of some of the words that you already have. So it's not that much of a change. Okay. I know the whole process is frustrating, but I do think you have a pretty impressive resume here, and those are the only changes that I would make. Okay, so I will keep your list of references as well as your cover letter on file. Thanks for bringing this in. Okay, so I do have a list of, basically I have an assessment that I would like to do with you today. It's basically a bunch of questions relating to your skills, your preferred role, that kind of stuff. It will just really help me know and analyze the best positions for you and look for them. Okay. All right, so going to start with your name. I'm just going to fill it out quickly because I have it on my computer here. And last name. Okay. So what would you say is your ultimate employment goal? A perfect position that you want to be working for. Include if it's full-time or part-time. Okay, that sounds pretty awesome. And if you had like a plan B, what would it be? Okay. How many, I know you said full-time, but it can depend. How many hours a week are you looking to and available to work? Okay. And what is your preferred hourly rate? No, that's totally fair. Okay. So I'm going to ask you a bunch of yes or no questions. Okay? So, is your current resume, the one that I looked at today, targeted at your employment goal? I think I can tell that to that one position, it is targeted towards it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you have an active voicemail and like a professional outgoing message when people try to call you back? Okay, that's nice. Would you say you use 3 or more job sites when looking for work? So job search sites, 3 or more. Okay. Are you able to write a targeted cover letter? Okay. Do you feel confident at an interview? Okay. Do you use networking in your job search? Do you have at least 2 references? Okay. Do you have a driver's license? Are you able to lift 50 pounds repetitively if that is required of you? Okay, do you have basic computer skills? Okay, that's perfect. If you're able to list 5 of your strengths, what would they be? Okay. That's a good one. Okay. Okay. Give me 1 second. Okay, perfect. Okay, and last one. And is there any additional experiences or certificates that you hold that you would like to mention? You can mention how as many as you want. Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. And you have experience. Oh, that's awesome. Actually, that's pretty handy. That's pretty useful. Do you have any experience with customer service? Okay. Okay. So, I know I see your address here, but still, what would be your top 3 cities that you would want to work at? Okay. Okay. And what is your availability like? So you said full-time, so 9 to 5, 8 to 4. What kind of... Okay, and for all 5 days of the week? Okay. So now, kind of a fun one. Do you have, like, you have any ideal employers in mind? Obviously, I can't promise you that we'll get you them, but it will be great to know that in case that there is something that pops up. Yeah, like maybe 1 or 2 companies that you can name. Oh, I see. Oh, you have 1 more? Okay. Yeah, it's kind of fun to imagine. Well, that's really great to know. So, in regards to your computer skills, would you say you know Microsoft Office programs pretty well? And what about Google Workspaces? Do you ever use Slack? That's perfect. How important is it for you to have benefits, medical benefits? Yeah, that's pretty important, right? Okay. And are you looking primarily for the work on site, or are you looking mostly for hybrid or remote work? I see. Okay. Yeah, I totally get that. Okay, so I think that's all the questions I have for you. I'm going to keep this, and after our appointment today, I'm going to input this into my system right here. Okay, so based on some of the things that you've mentioned, I'm going to take a look at the portal over here. And I'm going to put in a couple of categories here. the city is thank you. Okay, and your desired salary is okay, full-time. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I'm seeing some options available. There's currently 2 positions in your town and about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and about 5 in surrounding areas. So what I'm going to do, yes, the one in your town does have, like, it is within your desired pay, but I'm seeing some of them are on the lower spectrum, the others are kind of on the average. Okay, I am going to send you this full list. Okay, so I'm going to mail these to you, and then when you go home, you can take a look at some of these. You can, you know, before you apply, you could try to tailor your resume just a little bit. You can send it to me. I will take a look and I'll be able to help you out if there's anything else that you should add or that kind of stuff. But like I said, your resume is pretty good already. It's just those tiny changes that I would make. And I'm also going to be mailing you the notes on how to implement those changes. Okay, perfect. So when we meet next time, we can talk about some more options and positions that I found here, that I'll find here for you. I'm pretty confident there's going to be something because you have so many skills. I can tell you're very creative. I can tell you're very passionate, and I'm sure we're going to find something. I know it's been a long time looking for work. It must be very exhausting. Yeah, and I'm totally here to help you. So if you have any questions at all, please contact me. You have my phone number, you have my email. As I said, after we figure out your resume, you could try tailoring it to one of these positions that I send you. Send me your resume, and then you can apply to the jobs that you're interested in. And then when we meet next time, we can discuss how the application process was, what the outcome was, and that kind of stuff. And then we can move forward with a more detailed search. Okay, well, it was really nice to meet you. I'm going to keep your resume. I'm going to keep the cover letter. I'm going to have a more in-depth look at that, but I'm going to give you your ID back. Awesome. And I can probably see you, are you available next Tuesday at 1 o'clock? What about 3 o'clock? Okay, perfect. So you can come in here at 3 and we will discuss those things further. It was really great to meet you, and I hope you have a good day. Bye. We'll see you next week.